What's going on, everyone? Climate Data Report here with today's short-range weather outlook for Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. We have an active situation going on both sides of the coast. We have a storm system coming on the west coast shore, and we have our ongoing monster northeaster in the northeast states. And this monster nor'easter really means business. Some places have already seen over 20 inches of snow. Add into that there is widespread wind gusts of 35 to 40 miles per hour, heck, even isolated 40 mile per hour plus wind gusts along the coastal areas. We've been feeling the wind here in Philadelphia. It has been a very windy morning. In fact, you might actually at times hear some wind during this recording. Really nothing I can do about that. It's just super windy. It's blowing. It sounds like a tropical storm outside today. Unbelievable. So let's take a look at the current radar picture here. And take a look at this. You still have heavy snow piling into much of New England. Unfortunately, Boston has been rained for most of this event so far, and we were saying that would probably happen, and it did. Eventually, Boston will flip the snow. You might get a few inches out of the back side of the system as it does its stall and loop. So if you're a snow lover, hope for maybe that to happen. On the west coast, look at this system. The rainfall is just pounding into the west coast. I mean, they don't need any more rain in California. The flooding has been historic already, and it's going to continue. And yeah, this is a really bad situation for California. Look down here in Texas and Oklahoma. There's actually a weak disturbance that's providing some wintry weather. It's nothing major, but here we are, March 14th, and it's happening. Look at the national map. Very active day. You have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories in the Northeast. On the West Coast, you have flood watches, flood warnings, high wind warnings, wind advisories, winter storm warnings. Then you have it up here through the Rocky Mountains as well, where there is going to be snowfall. Down in the south, in this purple that you see here, those are hard freeze warnings. And a hard freeze is expected again tonight. You also have a hard freeze watch up for the southern portion of this, as there's the possibility that they may get added into the freeze warnings as well. Now let's take a look at some snowfall totals so far out of the Northeast from this nor'easter, and there's some really impressive amounts. We'll start off with the Boston National Weather Service, and they do service parts of Connecticut, so we can start off with Connecticut. Hartford County, Granby, 11.3 inches, now moving into Massachusetts. Franklin County, Massachusetts. In Hawley, 24 inches of snow. Heath, which is another town in Franklin County, 22 inches of snow. Then coming down here to Hampshire County, in Plainfield, 24 inches of snow. And in Sterling, which is in Worcester County, as of 10:06 a.m., 16 inches of snow. Moving on to the Albany National Weather Service office, and here's where our jackpot report comes from. As of 8:57 a.m., Windsor, Massachusetts, 25 inches of snow. That's a place that's definitely a candidate to receive over 30 inches of snow. In New York State, Albany County, Knox, 16 inches of snow. Clarksville, 10 inches of snow as of 8 a.m. Columbia County in Germantown, just 4 inches of snow. Coming down here to Greene County, Hunter has 13.5 inches of snow. And we'll do one more in Rensselaer County. Hope I'm saying that correctly. In Rensselaer County, Troy has 11.5 inches of snow. So this is a very impressive system. Moving on to the National Weather Service in New York. Not much snow as you get closer to New York City. Fairfield County, Bethel just has a half an inch, as does a handful of other areas. In New Haven County, Waterbury has just a half an inch of snow. And really the jackpot down here is Orange County, where West Northwest Monroe has 9 inches of snow. New York City, just a trace of snow reported at Central Park. Wanted to add in some reports out of the Burlington National Weather Service, but they're having problems with their site right now. But I can tell you, portions of southern Vermont are no doubt over 10 inches of snow already, and that's going to continue to add up. Some places there are going to probably get over 2 feet of snow. Taking a look at the latest HRR, this is actually the 12Z run, and the reason why I'm using the extended 12Z run is to showcase the exiting of the storm and what happens on the west coast. So you can see at the start of this, we still have our storm on the west coast. we have our storm in the northeast. As I advance this, snow will continue throughout the day in the east, and precipitation will continue at heavy rates in the west coast. The west coast system will continue to come on shore, and it will eventually push its way through California by late tonight into tomorrow. The system in the east is going to continue, and snowfall is not going to really taper off in the east until we get into probably sometime overnight, and you may still even find snow showers tomorrow as well. So some places, I'm not kidding you when I say this, another 8 to 12 inches is possible in some places, especially areas like Maine where the heaviest snow is just starting for you. As I advance this, you can see here, as you get into overnight hours, it really tapers off in the northeast, and the system on the west coast, for the most part, has pushed through. However, Southern California, rainfall is going to continue into the first part of tomorrow. And as we get into tomorrow afternoon, things really improve in California, and things also improve in the northeast. Though, tomorrow is going to be a windy day. So expect probably clearing in the northeast tomorrow to occur in the second half of the day. Tomorrow night, it should be completely cleared out. But again, winds are going to continue. And even Thursday morning, you could still have gusts of 25 miles per hour, as this system is still out in the ocean. And the pressure gradient will still be tight. Look what happens out here as we head into Thursday morning for parts of the Four Corners region. You're getting snow in the mountains, rain in the lower elevations. And look at this. You get an area of snow and sleet and freezing rain in Nebraska Thursday morning. Taking a look at temperatures here. Let's take a look at some of the temperatures in the south. And you can see down south here, watch what happens here. We have these cold temperatures this morning, and watch what happens as we get into the afternoon. It only gets into the mid-40s, which is unusually cold for this time of year. And you can see down south, look what happens tonight. Another hard freeze occurs, which is concerning. If you have crops, if you have plants, do whatever you can to protect them, because this could be harmful to crops. And unfortunately, as you're going to see in our long-range leap later on today, or you may have seen in yesterday's episode, it's not done. There's another threat of this over the weekend. So this is a really concerning situation. Tomorrow, things finally do warm up in Texas. You'll see temperatures get into the upper 60s and 70s, even all the way up into the plains. And that's good news. You need some warm weather. However, as you will see a little later on, there is the potential for severe weather out there. And we will talk about that in today's mid to long range outlook, which will be coming up later on this afternoon. Alrighty, that does it for today's short range forecast. If you live in the path of the nor'easter, or if you're in the storm on the west coast, or if you're anywhere, tell me what the weather's doing in your neck of the woods. I would love to see your snowfall totals, snowfall reports, rainfall totals. Let me know what's happening in your neck of the woods. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below and like this video. I will see you later today for the long range update. Stay safe, everyone, and enjoy the weather wherever you're at.